So here's my Esqueleto that I bought a couple of months ago. The leaves stayed the way they were. They look a little bit better, but this plant gave me a huge runner. Like this is like very, very, oh gosh, very, very huge, 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 and it goes like that. And at first, I was waiting for it to do something, and I wasn't sure what's gonna happen. And then I noticed that the ends, they do have a small leaf. If I can actually make it show, it has a small leaf, but it doesn't grow any bigger. It just makes more and more and more and more. So what I wanted to do, what I searched and looked for to do, is actually to cut it and propagate it. And I went to a couple of nurseries that had esqueletos, and their esqueletos don't have these runners. So I was thinking if I'll try to cut it and see what's gonna happen. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually going to cut it, and I decided to cut it. Let me put it differently so you can see about here, and then I'll repot it and I'll put a moss ball on it to make sure that it has support, and the rest I'll try to propagate. And oh, it's very hard to cut actually. So I did cut it. Here we are. That's very brave of me actually. Here it's like super long, super long runner, and I'll be cutting it and I'll try my best to propagate it. And I can see that it already broke a small piece, so I don't know. I hope it's gonna revive itself. So I'll be cutting just under the nodes because I want to make sure that I can put it in water and propagate it. And I'm not sure how much to cut, but I'll try to make them all about the same length so I can put them in the water at the same length. Sorry, it's running. Oh my gosh. Let me, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cut it in smaller pieces, and then each piece I'll cut again. So this breaks my heart because I'm thinking I'm either propagating this or I'm actually killing it. So hopefully I'm propagating it. This is like really a nervous process for me. So I'm going to end up with a couple of cuttings, and I really hope that they actually survive, or at least some of them survive. Here I have them. And before you do that, you need to make sure that you actually are disinfecting your scissors so you don't do an infection, you don't introduce an infection. And I got this beautiful candle holder. I thought it's gonna look pretty cool. So I put some water in it, and now how many cuttings do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll show it closer to you. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I have 12 cuttings. I cut them under the node. They all have some little leaves, small leaves all over. And I'm going to add it to the water, and I'll make sure that I keep an eye on them. It's going to be a real bummer if I actually hurt them more than help them. But these runners can grow very, very big, like very, very long. At first I was thinking that it's looking maybe for light, but it was by a window. Then I thought maybe it needs something else, but after searching it, I saw that it's a runner. So runners will usually just run, and you need to propagate them. I'm going to see how it's going to feel later, but I'm thinking to cut these parts to make them shorter, but I'm going to let them for a couple of days like this and see what they do. So in order for me to actually cut them more. So here are my runners, and they are in this beautiful candle holder that I decided to put my fancy monstera in. And I'll have them by the window to make sure that it grows. Next is going to be, I'm going to upgrade the size of the pot, and I'm going to go a little bit bigger than I should. It's because these leaves are huge, and I'm imagining that it's going to need a huger pot for the roots, and maybe the plant is doing like this because it wasn't actually repotted in a long time. So I've got my pot almost halfway full with arrowhead mix, and I'm going to get the um, poles ready. And I'm not sure how tall would it need to be. Could be actually just one. Let's see if we use just one, what's gonna happen. And now I am ready to actually do something to this plant. I'm ready to, oh my gosh, yes. You see, it definitely needs to be repotted. The poor thing is actually suffering and suffocating in there. So, good thing that this pot I was sitting on has a little like, um, I don't know, it has like holes in there, and the roots could actually go in without being smashed or, flat. So the roots look very good. And good thing the holes are very big here too. That way I can actually pull them without breaking them. Oh my goodness. Just take a look here. This poor plant definitely needed an update in soil, and it's just so many roots. Wow. So I'm going to clean the roots, and I'm going to add it to the new pot. It's very interesting that I find it very relaxing what I'm doing right now. I know not everyone likes maybe to do this to their plants, but I actually love taking care of it. And look what I found inside. So probably is not happy inside. I wonder what else will I find. So when you want to relieve the roots, you need to actually gently massage them and go through little by little. I'm feeling numbness in my finger. I wonder if this plant can be poison, and when I did the cuttings, got on my skin. That would be funny. Hey doctor, what's going on? I cannot feel my hand. What happened? Well, I was repotting my monstera. Pretty sure they don't hear that often. So I'm going to clean the roots. This is going to take a while, so I'm going to pause, and then I'll show you when they are cleaned. So I did clean the roots, and I couldn't really detangle them too much. So I decided I'm not going to stress the plant because I don't want it to feel totally hurt, like, stressed after cutting and detangling. So I'm going to put my plant in a vertical position because I want my runner to actually be on an upper position and see where it goes from there. So this is how I'm going to plant it. And let's start. So I'm going just to add my arid mixed potting soil to it. And I want to help it in the front to have support. And I don't know why each time I'm trying to make a video, my nose starts to itch. Everything starts to, I need to scratch my nose. I need to do everything in the world that you can think of, and that needs to be while I am actually filming a video. And I'm trying to figure out a way of how to actually put this pole on so I don't hurt the roots. And this is how I'm going to situate it right here, and then I'll put it together. But first, let me add more soil. And I think I have an annoying piece of hair that's trying to make me sneeze. This was like a long process, pretty easy process, but long because taking care of the roots was challenging. I was afraid not to break them, and then Esqueleto can grow very beautiful. I also saw a couple of shorts online that showed that after cutting the runners, the plant really became beautiful and gave new leaves and like new big leaves. So I hope this is going to be the case for my Esqueleto. And don't forget to knock on your pot because you want all the soil to go in every single empty space, and then add more as needed. And this is the process of repotting an Esqueleto. This is the most nervous process for me. I'm really nervous about this repotting, mostly because it's a rare Monstera and I really want it for a while and I don't want it to suffer. That's gonna be like a real bummer. So here we are, and now I'll be adding the tape to it. So I'll use the Velcro, the regular Velcro tape, to secure it to the pole. And I do tend not to cut it in the right size too, so I hope this is not the case. No, this time I did it good. So here it is. This is the Esqueleto, and let me actually clean everything here, and then I'll show you the whole plant in a little bit nicer way. So here I am. I cleaned my table, and I want to show you my huge Esqueleto. It looks a lot better than it did before. And I did give it a moss pole, and here it is. Hopefully it's going to actually grow big leaves instead of runners. And I did cut my runner. I got 12 pieces and I put them in water in this beautiful candle holder. I just really like how it looks like. It gives it such a cool vibe, and I'm gonna put it by my window, and I'll update you later on how it worked out for us. Thank you for watching.